I'm a heavy user of Warp, but I've never really tried it to code before. Well, today I decided to try coding with both Claude Code and Warp to see what I would get. I started by writing a spec. This was going to be a new web-based version of my questionnaire multi-agent, this time using Foundry agents with Bing grounding and some more advanced changes with Excel sheets that I've always been wanting to make. Now, Warp is very familiar to me. I use it for command line operations like this all the time, where here I tell it to make a GitHub repo, and it makes a GitHub repo. And I use it as my shell, and I use it as an agent-based shell. But I've never really used it to code before, so this is going to be a first time for that. Meanwhile, I installed Claude Code on my Mac, where it seems to be happier, and I bought the $20 a month plan, hoping that would give me enough tokens to get going here. So I made a Git repo with this also, which it did just fine. And then it got cracking coding. I turned on plan mode in Claude Code, and that's kind of automatic-ish in Warp. But that causes them both to make a plan before they start doing stuff. And so that's what Claude Code is doing right now, is making that plan. And meanwhile, Warp makes its plan with the O3 model. So I gave them both the same spec. Warp here is running on Windows, which does put it at a little bit of a disadvantage because it was originally made for Mac. And now and again, you'll see a little bit of Mac-isms showing up in here, like right now, where it tries to make a whole new directory in my home source as if I were in a Linux-based system like macOS. So now Claude's made its plan, and I approve it, and so it starts actually writing the code, which it does fairly impressively because it goes down this checklist, and one by one it knocks these things off. So from a user experience standpoint, while I'm still not super comfortable not doing this in an IDE, at least it does make me feel like it's doing something and doing it right. Meanwhile, Warp's chain of thought, while it's more nicely formatted, is still kind of linear and hard to follow, so I can't really figure out where in the plan it is at any given time, but it is writing this code. Warp does occasionally get stuck when a command line interface requests user feedback. It doesn't really notify you, you kind of have to babysit it, whereas Claude Code knows when it needs me and makes a little popping noise pretty reliably when it does. And after about an hour of noodling, I had something up and running with Claude Code. It wasn't perfect, it didn't entirely work the way I wanted it to work, but the server came up and rendered this interface, and it was pretty decent. Not so bad. Warp actually hung a few times, and I had to restart it from scratch. Eventually, it got to a place where it seemed like it had a working back end and front end, but as of this recording, I still haven't quite gotten it to work. So Claude Code wins this round.